Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. So my air conditioner went out in my bedroom. It was freezing up, so I took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. And although it's not freezing up like it did before, it's still getting ice crystals on it a little bit. Nowhere near like it was before. Or maybe I should let it just sit for a while. I think that was one of the recommendations. If you have a recommendations about my air conditioning, it's a quote unquote window unit, but it's in the wall. So I want to talk about, just give you an example of journalism today. So a Canadian cartoonist, political cartoonist, made a cartoon of our President Trump. Canadian cartoonist made a political cartoon of President Trump, and of course, the political cartoon was. I'm not going to show it to you because it's nasty. It's rather nasty. So. The company that's over a whole bunch of newspapers, and that's how everything is run. You see this. The company fired the guy. Or actually, fired is not the correct term. He's a freelance cartoonist. So a freelancer, you buy the stuff from the freelancers. Same thing with a journalist. Freelance journalist, you actually buy the story from the journalist. Kind of like me. You all aren't paying for it, but I'm charging the advertisers for it, and you all get to see it, watch it for free. That's how everything works. So make sure you like and subscribe so that more people can charge the advertisers. Well, what's the problem, Shakaama? Seems like everything's a-okay. They didn't. So he came out and said, "I was just fired by my company." He's not fired. He's a freelance cartoonist. I was just fired from my company after working for them for 17 years. Right? And then the journalist writing the article said that this particular cartoonist had already made several anti-Trump sort of cartoons. Okay. Then the company responds. It says, no, the guy's lying. First of all, the readers wanted back a cartoonist from before. So we brought him back, and this had been going on for weeks before the supposed cartoon that he says he was fired over. Number two, we never saw that cartoon. He never offered that cartoon to us, so this has nothing to do with that cartoon. Now, here's the crux of the matter. For the rest of the article, so you got the response from the actual company who said no, and they said, and he knows what he's saying is untrue, and it's unfounded in any sort of truth at all. This was several weeks before he even made that cartoon. Has nothing to do with it. So now the journalist from NBC now continues to spout all of the stuff that this man says. However, there was a little sentence that said, we tried to contact him about the response from the company, but there was no he did not respond to us. But then they proceed to list all of the grievances that I was fired, and I can't believe that I can't make cartoons for the periodicals in my own hometown. I'm gonna have to make up that money, monthly income from other means. I do sell my cartoon to other companies, and I'm gonna have to make up the money from this company. And he keeps saying firing. It's not a firing. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So if you want to be a freelance cartoonist, you can make cartoons and you can show the cartoon to newspapers, and the newspapers can buy your cartoon. There you go. All of you women doing little drawings and stuff like that, that's what you can do. You don't. I'm just giving you options of what you can do. Can I make political cartoons? I don't believe that any of the current democratically leaning newspapers would ever buy anything that was Shakaama would make anyway. So I'm sitting here sweating. Can you? Now this room right here, can you see that light right there? The door is open to that room. So that room now is the room that has the only working. There's no working air conditioner here either. And even when I turn it on, the power breaks. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I have merch store. I've reduced a merch store, and I will be doing some art, some more art. But when I looked at all the other people's stuff, that's all they had was just their logo on T-shirts and hoodies and cups and what have you. So that's what I think. I'm gonna just go with that. So you're either a fan or you're not a fan, and I'll just make more Shakaama oriented merch. I won't go with anything else. So make sure you visit the merch store and keep visiting. Oh, I've been writing on my channel little stories that I've been writing for years. So what I've decided is I picked three, and I already wrote this on Patreon, patreon.com/Shakaama. I'm gonna actually flesh out and do like one chapter and three different stories a month. So you'll have plenty of content on there, and it's for the people who do $15 on up, right? I think that's a good cutoff point. And I'm toying with the idea of making little teasers for anybody who donates $1 on there. So you'll get a teaser of the month's chapter, and so then if you want to continue on to read, you could donate more, and that's what you call incentive to donate more. So that's patreon.com/Shakaama. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. I'll be out here sweating.